Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, depending on the time that you are viewing this live stream. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. It's your girl Danny B here, and I am back with another live video. I hope this live stream finds you well. I am back in the Publix parking lot, about to do some gig work this morning. I hadn't um I hadn't worked in about a week because I had not been feeling well. Dealing with some sinus problems and sinus issues and just was not feeling well at all. So y'all, I'm back out here today on this beautiful Monday morning. Happy new week to you. Happy new week to you all. I hope everyone has an amazing day. Y'all, I'm just trying to get me my little air fresheners put up in my car. Because when I'm done with this, I'm going to stop by the car wash. And my car's going to be clean, so I need for it to be smelling good as well. So I'm going to put my little air fresheners up. And I got to take the old ones out because I do got some old ones that's been in here for a while and they no longer smell. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to do a story time today. I'm going to be doing a story time this morning. So I can say over the past, I guess it's been like a year or so, we have been teaching my daughter to drive. And I had to stop, y'all, because the way my anxiety set up, I cannot be teaching anybody how to drive. So she don't like to drive with me anyway because she says that you know, with my anxiety and the way that I am when I'm with her, it makes her nervous. So we have paid for some driving courses for her. Her dad has been helping her. And recently my husband has been helping her. So I'm like, it's been a year. So maybe it's time for me to just, good morning, guys. Good morning. As you come in, could you please thumbs up the live for me, please? So yeah, we have, I guess it's been about a year since we started teaching her to drive. And like I said, with my anxiety being the way that it is, I even paid for her to take some classes with the local driving school. So she had a few sessions with the driving school. Her dad was helping her when she went out to visit him. And my husband just recently took over. Before he didn't have a lot of time because of his position at work, but he has a new position now, so he has like extra time. So lately he's been helping her. Good morning, you guys. If you come in, could you please thumbs up the live, please? So I gave her my old car. My car had been sitting like maybe a couple of years without anybody driving it. My husband had drove it for a while, but he was given a company truck, so he started driving his company truck. So we set the car down. The car had been down for like maybe like a couple of years. So I was like, we were trying to teach my daughter how to drive, and I gifted the car. I gave the car to her. So we had to start getting repairs and stuff done on it. It wasn't nothing major wrong with it. It just had been sitting for a long time. And her dad, he's good with cars, so the little minor stuff that was wrong, he could fix it. So he came to pick the car up, and I was like, I'm really not in a hurry for him to get the car fixed because I really, I was so scared to turn her loose. Like I still am so scared to turn her loose. So I was like, I really hope that he takes his time. So about 2 weeks ago, he called and he was like, the car is ready. When do you want me to bring the car? So when I picked my daughter up from work, I was like, your dad said that your car is ready. And she was excited. She ready like right then to get her car so she could start driving. So, I told him, I said, well, you can bring it, as soon as you can, whenever you can. So I knew that when he brought the car, I was just going to have to go ahead and get the tax and the insurance because she was going to be ready to drive her car. So we got the car. I slow poked around for a few days before getting the tax and the insurance because like I'm telling y'all, I was not ready. I am not ready. I didn't feel like she was ready. So she was like, "Mom, did you add the insurance today? When are you gonna get the tax?" So I had to finally go and get the tax and the insurance. So my husband had been going out with her in my car. So I was like, okay, so we got the tax and the insurance for her car. Started taking her out because this is the car that she's gonna be driving. So he started taking her out in her car. So um he, had been riding with her, letting her drive, but he was riding with her. Um and my husband, he works in the concrete industry. Before he got the position that he has now, he was a driver trainer. So he trained the drivers how to drive the concrete trucks. And during his time as a driver trainer, he became certified to teach a defensive driving course called the Smith system. It's good. He taught it to me. I wish somebody, I would have been taught one when I first started driving. So, I asked him, I was like, I think that, the Smith system would be good to teach her, being that she's a new driver. She can learn the rules right when she's starting out, because when he was teaching me that course, I really realized that I had a lot of bad driving habits. So I was like, this will be good for her, being that she is just starting out. So, it's a two-part course. He's taught her the first part. And, when she's riding in the car with me and we're talking, she has learned a lot from this course. So she tells me about, the rules and, how long the yellow light. And see, I never knew this. The yellow light, whatever the speed limit is on that stretch of road that you're on, that's how long the yellow light will stay yellow. See, I never knew that until he taught me that, with the Smith system. So she is learning a lot from him. So he had been out driving with her. So one day we dropped her off at work. He took the car. And it was not, she gets off like during the week, she works like the night shift. She gets off at 10 because she's in school during the daytime. Good morning. If you're coming in, could you please thumbs up the live? So he drove her car over to work and let her drive home, in the dark. She said she did not, he said that she did good, but she said she feels like she needs more practice driving at night. She's not comfortable driving at night. So I'm like, okay. He said he was going to work with her more at night. So when I went to pick her up Friday night from work, she was like, "Mom, I have a day shift on Sunday. I have to work from 8 a.m. to 4:30." So I'm like, she was like, "Can I drive myself to work?" And I was like, I gotta think about it. So my husband wasn't home. He caught a flight out Friday to go home to visit his mom and his sister in Mississippi. So, I called him, and I was like, because he's the one that drive with her the most. I really don't, because like I said, the way my anxiety set up, I had to let him do that. So, I called him and I was like, well, she asked me, could she drive herself to work on Sunday since she has a day shift? She won't be having to drive at night. I said, what do you think? Because you're with her. I haven't been with her in a while, so I don't know, how much she's improved or whatever. He was like, let her do it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I got on the phone and I was talking to my mom and I was like, well, Mama, I just don't feel like she's ready. And my mom was like, you ain't gonna never feel like she ready. I was the same way with you. You just gotta, pray over her and let her go. So I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So all night, when I tell y'all I could not sleep Saturday night, I tossed and turned all night because I was like, oh my God, should I tell her no? I don't feel like she's ready. I was so nervous. I was so scared. I was like, but I don't want to disappoint her because I told her that she could drive herself to work. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to disappoint her. I don't want to tell her that she cannot. Well, I'm sorry, Bill. If you would been on the live when we first started, you would know what I'm talking about. So, and if you read the caption of the live stream, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't mind, could you let me just get you up out of here, honey, because I'm not gonna do this today. But anyway, you guys, so I tossed and turned all night Saturday night. I could not sleep because I was so nervous. I was like, I don't want to tell her now that she can't drive to work, being that I had already told her that she could. So I'm like, oh, yeah. So I got up super early. Keep in mind, she had to be at work at 8. I was like up at 5:30, 5:45. Um, I was out cleaning her windshields, making sure everything was clean. So I went in a little later, about 6:30, told her, get up early. You need to get up early so that you can take your time to get yourself to work safe. Don't be trying to rush because you're not an experienced driver. So I want you to be able to take your time to focus. So we got up. She got dressed. She told me that she was ready to go. So we stood in the living room. I led her in prayer. I prayed over her. And I told her, as soon as you get in the parking lot, as soon as you get parked, call me and let me know that you're there. So I paced, I paced the floor until I got that, the call from her, and she said that she had made it safely. I was like, okay, good. Thank you, God. Thank you for keeping her safe. So that evening she got off at 4:30. And keep in mind she works at Home Depot. So you don't always get off if they say you get off at 4:30. If you have a customer, you have to, finish up your customer, or sometimes you have to do housekeeping. So you don't always get off at the time that they tell you that you're gonna get off. So 4:31 I was calling her phone. Even though I knew, it was a possibility that she still was working. She didn't answer her phone. I was like, okay. So probably about 7 or 8 minutes later, she called me. She was like, Mom, I'm in the car. I'm getting ready to leave. So, I tell her to call me, when she's getting ready to leave because I know how much time it takes to get from her job to home. So I'm like, okay, let's start the timer. It takes about, from her job at Home Depot to our house, it takes about 17 minutes. And being that she is a new driver, she takes her time. She drives a little bit slower than I would drive. I would give her 25 minutes at the most. So if she's not home in 25 minutes, I'm calling. I'm on her phone like, okay, are you okay? Or, I might even get in my car and drive, over to see if I can see her, whatever, make sure nothing's happened. So I'm just sitting there again. My nerves all over the place. My anxiety's going crazy. I'm just waiting for her, to pull up. So she actually got home a lot quicker than I anticipated because like Sunday, afternoon around 4:30, it's a lot of people out. So the traffic is a lot heavier than it was before she went to work. So it actually took her about 18 minutes to get home. Excuse me guys, I'm getting a call. I'm just going to decline it because I'm about done. But anyway, you guys, yeah, so she made it home in about 18 minutes. She made it home safe. She did good. I was happy. But I'm still a little nervous. Yesterday she asked me, she was like, they have virtual learning day to day. So she doesn't have to go to school. She was like, Mom, can I go to Walmart tomorrow? So I'm like, yeah, I guess. So when I left out this morning, I told her, I said, well, when I get back home, we can just go to Walmart. I'll ride with you. She don't want me to ride with her because my anxiety, it triggers her and it makes her nervous. So I get it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to let you go by yourself. But if you decide to drive on your own, just make sure that you call me and let me know that you're going. So that was her calling me then. She's probably up getting ready to go to Walmart. So I'm just going to jump off the live, you guys. And thank you all who have viewed the live. If you like the live, thank you so much for being here with me. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here with me. And I thank you guys for that. And until the next live video, be blessed, you guys.